everyone, this is Shadow the Shapeshifter, or Hyopri Shadow the Shapeshifter as some people know me as, and you'll probably know me either from Whirled or Second Life, but today I'm here to conduct a Whirled tutorial on avatars. I'm very new to making tutorials. This is actually my first one, so please bear with me if I make any mistakes. Alright, since this is a tutorial on Whirled, first you have to have a Whirled account, of course, and Flash CS3 or above. Now, in order to start on anything, you're going to need to download the Whirled SDK right here. You're going to have to go to the Whirled wiki, so the wiki.whirled.com, so you might as well go get that now, if you don't have it already. Make sure you have the updated version, otherwise it may just not run smoothly. Now, provided you have Flash CS3 to CS4 or CS5, you download it and follow these simple instructions on how to download it and install it. Just click, download, install, following these instructions for CS3, CS4, or CS5. They're pretty easy to do, so once you get them in there, it's done and done. Now, provided you have Flash, otherwise why would you be here? You open that up, and you're going to put all that information in. Now, depending on who you are, you can already start a new one with actionscript 3, which will already be a default on the settings you create. So it'll already have the actionscript in it. Maybe. So. Otherwise, you can use a template. You can go find the templates here. In the simple avatar Flash tutorial, it'll tell you how to make a basic avatar and all that other stuff, but sometimes people get confused by the tutorials, which is understandable. So, if you want to run from the template and then just listen to what I have, go ahead. I don't have the template because I deleted it ages ago, but if you did, you'd go to Open, go to wherever you locate or relocated the Whirled SDK. In this case, it's on my desktop. You'd go into Whirled, Templates, and it'd be here, like Avatar or something. I only have Pet, because I'm weird and deleted it. Anyway, and then you'd click Open. So you could work from a base, like, here's a work in progress. This is a base. But we're not going to get right into that, because it's really complex and long. First we're going to start with the basics. You should sketch out your avatar depending on what it is. If you're working from a base, then you really don't have to, and you're probably beyond the beginner stage. But you should probably sketch out something. I usually sketch it out in Paint Tool Sci, which is a lovely little program that you can buy. Once you have it sketched out, you pretty much just open it. I don't know where mine is, so we'll just use the null. That was the base sketch. Here we see shading and what won't be shaded. So this was the base sketch. Now, just for tutorial's sake, let's make a part. Let's start with the arm. Once you have your base sketch uploaded, you're going to make a layer. The layer button is right here. It says make new layer. I usually work with the pencil tool, or whatever you want to call it. I think it's the pencil tool. I typically work with the pencil tool because it creates very smooth lines. And if you want to make sure you get smooth lines, you can always go into your preferences to drawing. Here you can mess with the connect lines, smooth curves, recognize lines, recognize shapes, click accuracy, etc. These are my settings. I use normal, smooth, normal, off, and strict. Those are mine. You shouldn't go fiddling with everything else unless you know what you're doing. Now that we're done with that, we're going to start our shape. Make sure these are whatever color you want. I use a tablet pen, by the way. You're going to want to round your shapes at the joints so that they move freely. Otherwise, they're not going to mix right. Let's pick a different color to fill it in as. Let's start with a blue. Your pencil tool is going to create a line around it. It'll look shaky and choppy. However, hold Control and select it. You can hold Control and double tap to select the whole outline. Click Delete and you have a nice crisp shape. To see the shape better, let's make it black. You have a nice crisp shape. Provided I don't know all of the tips and tricks in Flash because I'm still relatively new to it, but I'm giving you what you got. That's all I got. Anyway, so now that we have that done, just go in and fiddle with that a little more. Now that we have that, let's say you wanted to start making it a shape. I don't work with movie clips. So, you're going to go to Classic Tween. I don't know how to work with these other ones yet. You're going to go to Classic Tween. And now it's tweened. It'll appear purple. Now this box around it, that's the rotation. But we want it to move here for the joint. So we're going to move this little white circle to where we want it to move. Rotate it again. Whoa! Oops. I forgot to lock it. Whoops. Locking it will prevent it from being touched. So that way you can rotate things perfectly without messing with other parts. Here we have our moving arm. You'll continue to go along making layers and labeling them, arm, finger, etc. Once it's all done, your avatar will look something like this. Now that it's all fleshed out and nice, you can go in and animate it or detail it. It's a pretty basic tutorial, this one, pretty short, and I'm not sure if I covered enough details. But it's only my first tutorial, so... Anyway, once you have that all done, make sure you motion tween every single part. For me, all I do is right-click, create Classic Tween. I don't use any other tween. But make sure when you're working between layers that you lock the layers. Otherwise, cutting may happen. Example. Before a tween, anyway, cutting may happen. Let me give you an example. Let's go create a shape. Now let's fill in said shape, or not fill in. That's cool too. Oh, I keep forgetting I'm not on pencil tool. Okay. Let's delete that. Pick another color. Let's say make something else over it. Why don't I close my lines? OTL. Now it'll appear behind it. Oh, oops. That's because I didn't put it on another layer. Herkader. See how new I am to tutorials. See? See? She doesn't know what she's doing. I'm going to write this down. Anyway. Now we have our two shapes. These are untweened shapes. And you can select them both by dragging. Or select more than that. Now, we want to move it. But we only want to move the top half of this circle, let's say. Well, let's go and do that. Get out of here, Noel. See what it does? It separates. Well, how come? Because you didn't lock the layer. Lock the layer. Ta-da! So you press this fancy little lock or unlock button, and it'll unlock or lock the shape. If you lock it, however, you can't click anything, as you see. I can't select anything. So now, what we're going to do is take our circles again, and we're going to tween them. Create Classic Tween. Ta-da! Now, both of the little white dots, I don't know what they're called, so we'll just put them at the moving points. We'll call them moving points today. I haven't slept. Please disregard the craziness. Now, move this wherever you want it. Move this wherever you want it. And you could put a layer behind it or in front of it, whatever you want to do. Let's put it behind it. Now that that's done, make sure your points are correct. Okay. Nifty little trick if you don't know it. Hold shift and you can click both layers. Otherwise, just select. You can now move your shape together without losing any points. The little white dot that appears in between when you select them both is the point in which you're rotating it now. Not each part, just the whole part now. See that? So now if it was a head, you could move the head and muzzle easily at the same time. Or just select one and move it freely. But since we don't need those parts, we're just going to delete them. I'll put an example with mine. I put mine in folders. That way each part I have to select, all I have to do is press lock or visible or whatever it needs. Now this fancy little button is show all layers as outlines. So now everything's outlined, so you can see what's behind. It's a nifty little trick, and if you just want to select one folder, just select one folder. Null pattern, be gone. This little icon, you can click here and it'll make it disappear. Now I want the whole thing. And then we're going to go and drag this to the head rotation, and our null can look up, look down, whatever he needs to do. The head itself, well, why not? Let's click the head, ear, there we go. Move that, ta-da, he can look around. And that's the basics of it. Then you can go in, what I usually like to do is animate first, because then the details don't get in the way of the parts I know which move. So that way I know which is which, and which is moving where. I'll start an animating tutorial later in the future, when I'm not so tired. I hope I covered most of the things that need to be covered. I'm not very good with the action script and details right now. Then again, I haven't slept, so if this tutorial is bad, just let me know and I'll try and make another one. Or if you have any questions, just leave them in the comments and I'll do my best to answer them. I hope this tutorial was helpful in some way to someone who wanted to learn, but remember, it is my first tutorial, and I may have messed up along the way, so apologize for that. I hope you had fun learning the basics, and please take care.